All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Millennial Trades. The markets, again, brutalized. We're going to go over all of it. I'll go over my trade as well. Had a really good week. There's some other news items that I want to hit. The Trump NFT story, gotta mention that. Absolutely hilarious. And a lot of economic data that just signals the economy is going into recession. Eventually, they're not going to be able to deny it. I mean, maybe they will be able to deny it, but nobody will believe it. It looks like going into 2023, things are going to get much worse. People were saying just a week ago that the bottom was in for things like the NASDAQ, the SPY. Perhaps not. The Dow was down big today as well. So just how much the market is down. And then I think how much I've been blessed and how many good financial decisions I've made the last couple of months and how quickly things have turned around for me as well. I mean, the market is down huge and I am up beyond my wildest dreams. Just to mention my trade today, I'll mention my trade in my week. And by the way, I have posted my equity curve on my Instagram. So you can see the last, I think the last month, the last 3 months, the last 6 months, the last year to date. Go to my Instagram and check out that post. I just made it today at Millennial Trades. All right, go to Instagram at Millennial Trades and find that post. You can see the equity curve. So making these quick decisions every morning and making good financial decisions, it's been tough, but I have been blessed beyond my wildest dreams. And I said this in another video. I cannot believe how quickly my fortune has changed. The account almost has 10K. We're like less than $200 away from having an account with $10,000 in it, which is absolutely amazing. It's great to be able to build up that kind of capital. And remember, I have made so many deposits. So, I mean, in reality, I've made, I don't know, we're getting close to 20 grand. We're getting close to 20 grand. Now, I got to set some things aside for taxes, and I'll talk about all of that, because I've never really paid taxes on short-term capital gains, so I'm prepared to get fucked by the IRS. But that being said, I'm still blessed, and I'm trying to give back in ways that I can, whether that's helping out my family, helping out my church, helping out people on the street that ask me, I'm trying to help out. Now, I did splurge a little bit, right? And I hope everybody's having a good day because I had a great day. I went to the beach. I posted some reels on Instagram, maybe on my YouTube channel. I was at the beach today. I went for a run, filmed a little bit of content, just kind of vlogging, and it was so much fun. And then I stopped by my favorite jewelry store in Virginia Beach, the Silver Stream, picked up about $100 worth of earrings, right? Silver earrings, sterling silver. A couple of days ago, I actually did buy some bullion, right? I'll show you guys here. I was talking about this on another video, but we did get a pre-1933 piece of gold. Let me actually make sure. I don't want to, it's probably going to be hard to see, but that is a 1909 piece of gold, pre-1933 gold, which is pretty cool. Right? There's some collector value there. I obviously paid more for it. It's actually 0.12 ounces, so it's like just shy of it's just shy over a tenth of an ounce. But I could have gotten just 2/10 for the same price because there's a little bit of collector value there. And then we had to get some Britannias, right? They actually do not have the king's face yet. I asked him, I said, do we got any coins, any Britannias with the king's face on it yet? And he was like, no, we probably won't have those. Those won't be in until next year, right? Well, but we're almost there. It's almost 2023. And then from the Royal Canadian Mint, we did get a 10-ounce bar. They had generic bars as well that cost less, but I like the government issued bullion, whether it's bars. This is the Royal Canadian Mint. You can't get any more legit than that. So, I did pick up some stuff. I'm still trying to stack the metals as well because I do. Oh, and the quarters. I didn't even talk about the quarters. We got a nice roll of quarters, silver quarters. It's just great to have. I like having it. I won't get into it again, but I like having it. So let's talk about the markets real quick, and then we'll kind of get into the news. As far as my trade goes, right, we're trading Amazon. I'm focused on, I want to learn Amazon like I know PayPal. Because I've been trading PayPal. I lost a lot of money for PayPal, and I gained it all back. So we're trading Amazon. I've been trading Amazon all this week pretty much. And we had things like retail sales in the US down. We had, that was yesterday. Today, right before the market opened, it came out the UK retail sales were down. So you think about this. Well, what is Amazon? Amazon is retail. So this is obviously going to affect Amazon's price action, and perhaps layoffs are coming for Amazon, because you look at all these other big tech companies, and not just big tech, the big banks. Goldman Sachs laying off 4,000 people. That news just broke today. Amazon could be getting ready to lay off thousands of people. One can really only speculate, but the price action is just, there's so much downward pressure on Amazon. So it's like with the rally, right? We got a little rally in the markets this morning. You can see all of this price action. Like just look at the futures. Look at the NASDAQ futures. My whole mindset lately has been, let them have the rally, let them go, and then short the rally, fairly early on, whether that's the first couple of minutes, first 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You got to sort of make your decision on the entries. But that's been my mindset, and it's been working for me. Now eventually the markets are going to rally, and rally big when I try to short, and it's just about, well, when do you cut your losses in time to save the trade, save your account, save that capital. We did get a little rally at the end of the day. There was a lot of downward pressure, and it was just grinding down. The NASDAQ, I mean, we ended the day still with the afternoon rally. We still ended the day down over 1% on both indexes, NASDAQ and the S&P 500. But if you look at the price action, I mean, there was a little bit of a rally there towards the end of the day. Kind of makes sense. Is it going to sustain? I mean, it just looks like another lower high. The dollar pumped. Again, it looked like the dollar was going to struggle today. The dollar pumped. All right. And this was another reason to be short. All right. On Amazon. With my trade, I put 30 contracts on. All right. About 30 contracts. And on that trade, I was in it a little bit longer. I was probably in it till about 10:30, I think. I mean, I posted all of this on my shorts, but I was probably in the trade. My thing's not loading right now. I was probably in the trade like till about 10:30, so a little bit longer than normal. And I shorted a little bit too early, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And then when we really went deep into the supply zone that I had, because I do chart out supply and demand where I think major supply and demand is, or supply and demand that's significant to my style of trading. You don't have to chart every supply and demand zone that you see, because there's going to be some on 5-minute charts, 4-hour charts daily. Just chart the ones that are significant to your style of trading. When you do supply and demand. I wish somebody had explained that to me when I first got into supply and demand trading. And shout out to Carmine Rosado, because that's the channel that really sort of where I learned how to chart supply and demand zones, which I do think are important. It should be part of the strategy. And I haven't talked about that much. But I scalped real quick. I think that trade yielded me about $400. And then later on in the day, I took another quick scalp. Like, I ran a bunch of errands and went to the beach, like I said, bought some jewelry. I came home. I saw another quick opportunity. I put 5 contracts on, and I scalped for like another $100. So it was a $500 day for me. And again, I'm taking advantage of the volatility on the options contracts. I'm not trying to get caught up in a chop. Like, sometimes you got to sit through a little bit, but when those go in your favor, and they go in your favor, 20, 30, 40%, that's huge. Some people are looking for like 100% gains on option contracts, like on a scalp or a daily basis. That hardly ever happens, right? It's kind of rare. But if you can get 10%, 20%, 30% on 30 contracts, I mean, just think about it. You have, let's say they're all 100. You have 30 of them, so that's what, $3,000. And then let's say they go from 100 to 120. I mean, you do the math. So it's pretty incredible stuff. But again, the reason I had that short bias, especially going into a rally, you got to have the balls to buy puts into the rally because you think there's supply there, or you see something on the tape that. Yeah, there's all kinds of reasons why somebody might want to short, but you got to have the balls to do it. And other reasons for holding that position were the retail sales that were down, not only in the US, but also in the UK. You have US business activity falling dramatically, the most since May of 2020. So, this is like serious economic data that it's a little doom and gloom, lately. We had all this kind of interesting stuff coming out about the services sector expanding and manufacturing sector expanding. And then all this stuff comes out with the retail sales and the business activity. So it's like, is the economy really doing all right? Are we not yet in recession? Are we entering recession? When are they going to admit that we're in recession, if that were to happen? I think we are in recession, because I look all around me and I think about, my past life. I mean, I'm blessed to hopefully have a chance to, to really build build something, make something of myself. And you need finances and money to do it. I mean, I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me if I have sinned, but that is the truth here on earth. To really build yourself up, you need financial capital. You need capital, and there's just no other way around it. As far as the business activity falling, you have less output for manufacturers and services. So that would indicate to me that there is a lot less demand, and that's the result of the interest rate hikes. And so are all of these layoffs as well. You got to remember, the interest rate hikes are not only do they want to curb the demand from consumers, but they also want to curb the supply of jobs, because there's an oversupply of jobs compared to the amount of people that can fill them, as the Fed claims. But at the same time, they want to force people out of their jobs because there's too much of a supply. It's very hard to explain, but there's a supply imbalance between the jobs available and how many workers can actually fill those jobs, or I guess what's economically feasible. So the Federal Reserve is trying to bring the economy down, slow it down. I mean, I'm not saying that they're purposefully or intentionally trying to harm people, but this is just monetary economic policy. A lot of it's the fiscal policy that's really killing us. In fact, I might actually do a whole nother video about this article. The GOP is winning its war against higher education. They, the left, the Democrats, they want more tax money to pay for these bullshit ass college degrees. And they make this whole argument. I'll do a whole nother video about that, and we'll go through the article, because I think that'd be cool. I haven't really done a video like that before, or at least not recently. But again, it's just like, you think about the interest rates and the monetary policy. Yeah, it's going to be kind of devastating to the American economy. And if we go into deflation or stagflation, it's all going to be very, very, very uncomfortable. It's not going to be fun, right? But you also have to take into account what the government's responsibility is, the fiscal responsibility, and just how they're mismanaging that. We're being taxed, and all of this money, right? They want more money for schools. We're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, which is probably going to be inflationary. I don't know exactly where they're getting that money from. We just have $35 billion, $50 billion to send to Ukraine. I don't think so. Obviously going to be inflationary, and that's the money that you could be giving to the universities or the state schools, right? That the left wants to prop up, and have the government pay for more weird classes like gender studies and this, that, and the other. I'm not going to get into the political thing, but it's unfortunate how many people are leaving college with all of this debt. They were told by Biden that they wouldn't have to pay the debt off, but that's actually unconstitutional. Biden just can't write off debt. I mean, he can't. He can't. They're trying to pass stuff through, but are they really going to do it? Is the Supreme Court going to challenge it? Probably. With interest rate hikes here, going back to the monetary policy, because I want to get off of the politics. Going back to the monetary policy. Again, we are not in a high interest rate environment. We just are not. If you look at Russia. Russia held its rate at 7.5%. We're nowhere near where Russia is at. Other countries' interest rates are much higher, and their inflation is worse, and the value of their currency against the dollar. We're blessed that the dollar, I mean, look at the dollar index, right? Just look at it on a daily chart, and then look at it, let's say, on a weekly chart. Yeah, it's pulled back, but the dollar is strong. It's getting ready for another run. I truly believe this. And I really hope this isn't true, but it almost looks like inflation is getting ready for another run with these slowdowns, the slowdown and the acceleration, right? It's just, the inflation just kind of is pulling back. I think we could see higher inflation numbers in 2023. They claim the supply chains are getting better, especially for houses and automobiles. I've read that, but who knows what is really going on here. I can feel something, I don't want to say ominous, but I feel like God is trying to push me in a direction where I need to be very prepared. I need to be very aware. I need to understand that the world we're entering, the age we're entering, is not the same age that we came from. So considering all that, there is a new monetary regime. That's what I mean by age. There's a new monetary regime. God woke me up to finances. God woke me up to the markets. I don't know why it took me till I was about almost 33 years old, but oh man, we are so blessed. We really are. I mean, in America, in the West, throughout the world, if you are a human being on this planet, we are so blessed. Every gift comes from above. I don't want people to forget that. Through this crazy news, right? We've got Trump, you have Sam Bankman-Fried, and the crypto world is getting absurd. I saw this thumbnail or this title. I think it was from Altcoin Daily, and it said on the thumbnail, "Crypto market or the crypto world is getting absurd." It's true, 100% without a doubt. You have Trump selling NFTs. I was so shocked when I saw this, when I saw the video. Trump, the former president, selling NFTs. And the way he went about it was so cringy because he opened up literally saying, "Oh, this is my, I hope," he said, "this is Donald Trump, hopefully your favorite president." He said, "Better than Lincoln, better than Washington." I mean, better than the founder. You're going to compare yourself to the founding father of this country. I thought that was cringe. I really did. But he's selling NFTs, and the NFTs are cringe too. The non-fungible tokens, he claims they're like digital trading cards, and his exact quote was, "They're kind of like baseball cards, hopefully more exciting." That's what he said. I couldn't believe this. Anyways, they sold out. The entire collection is worth nearly $500,000. And Trump probably did raise a lot of money doing this, but he claims it's not for the campaign. Who knows? I think he's kind of trolling with the whole thing. I think the whole thing is a troll, which makes me kind of like it. I kind of think Trump is a genius because it keeps him in the limelight. Right? It keeps people talking about him, keeps the mainstream media talking about him. And, maybe he's making money. Maybe his fans will make money, right? The people who buy the NFTs. I mean, you got to see them. It's like Trump with laser eyes, Trump wearing the Biden sunglasses. He's trying to steal Biden's show. Maybe he'll do it. I think Biden actually tweeted about this too. Tweeted about all of his accomplishments. I'm not going to get into that. But then you have Sam Bankman-Fried as well in this crypto space. And, you have the congressional hearings going on. Kevin O'Leary, I saw clips of him blaming Binance for for FTX's sins. He's blaming Binance. Kevin O'Leary literally told Congress, AOC, all those clowns that are running our fiscal policy, told them that that it was Binance's fault that Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX went under. I just couldn't believe that. He might still think he's getting some of his money back. I think he's still dealing with it, right? He has some days where it seems like he's accepted it, and then he has other days, like at Congress, where I think he's still, he lost, I think it was like $15 million. And he wants it back. And it wasn't sure. This is why you have to use a legit broker as well. All these scammy crypto brokers. I mean, Coinbase, maybe because it's a public company, is more transparent. But as far as like trading, I like trading stocks or options, and I use TD Ameritrade because at least with TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab, this is legit. So anyways, I won't get into all of that, but trading on these exchanges, it's like people are trading and maybe they make money. This is like what prop firms do too. For $500, you pay a $500, they'll let you have $1 million account. But let's say it goes in your favor, and there's some offshore company. Are you ever going to see that money? I mean, there's so many scams out there, not just in the crypto world, in the stock trading world, with these prop firms. A lot of these YouTubers are just straight up scammers, people selling holy grails. It does not exist. You really have to develop your own process. That's kind of the theme of what I'm trying to show everybody is you have to develop your own process. And if you can develop some ideas through watching my channel or through watching some of my trades, that's basically my whole mission here is to help my viewers generate ideas for their own trades, because that's the only way to do it. What works for some doesn't work for others. Some people have the stomach for overnight trades. Some people have the stomach for, maybe bigger trades that are very quick, whereas somebody who's swing trading might hold a couple contracts on overnight. Somebody else wants to stay in for 10 minutes and hold 10 contracts. So, you really just gotta find your own personal style when it comes to this. When it comes to finances in general, how many bank accounts do you have? How much money do you keep in the bank? Do you keep any cash at home? It's all like your own financial style. It's almost like an art because it's not a science. It's not a science. It's not made by God. All this is kind of made by people, right? But it can be like reading the stars, reading tarot cards or tea leaves. It can be like that, and that is what makes it fun. So I don't want to go on too much here. I think I pretty much covered everything. Oh, with Sam Bankman-Fried, listen. Is kind of maybe the worst of what's out there, but there's a lot. And I think his parents, all of these people were involved in this scam, and you even have these very high-profile people like Kevin O'Leary almost defending them and trying to blame Binance. Yeah, Binance. There was no liquidity at FTX, so it's a very unfortunate situation. Is this guy really going to go to jail? The other weird thing, too, is he got picked up before he was supposed to testify to Congress. And he claimed, I think, that he wasn't going to testify, but it's like they swooped in and picked him up. Maybe they didn't want him talking to testifying in front of Congress because of all the connections he has, all the people he paid, all of the campaigns that he supported. Again, with pretty much, I guess, depositors' funds. It's a mess. It's a mess. But this is why you need a legit broker. I use TD Ameritrade. There's other ones out there. I hear people use, I think it's called Lightspeed. There's also Interactive Brokers, which I heard is very legit and I might actually try some of these brokers out because I'm having trouble. Honestly, TD Ameritrade, I'm having trouble with my fills, especially right at the open. Sometimes it's hard to get filled. And I think it's because Charles Schwab just isn't focusing on TD Ameritrade that much. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope you found it informative. If there was anything that I missed, please do leave a comment down below. And follow me on Instagram at Millennial Trades. As always, until next time, God bless. I'll see you on the next video.